Hi everyone, my name is Joshua Conrad. I am the founder and director of JC Surge. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how SEO is changing to overall digital marketing. So just a real quick introduction. I own like I said, a digital marketing agency in New York City. And we work with currently mid to large size companies to help them increase their online visibility. And there's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of confusion as to what is SEO, where it's going, and stuff like that. And I just want to make a video that'll explain all of that. So if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to explain to you some important key factors for your business to consider with digital marketing as 2020 approaches. So without further ado, let's begin. A quick disclaimer, I want you to take what I say with a grain of salt because there are a lot better marketers out there. There are people that have a lot more experience than what I have, but I really do have a strong opinion at the same time. So just listen kind of to what I say, but again, just make sure to take in what I say with a grain of salt. So who is this for? Well, let's say you're a small to mid-sized business owner or even a large business owner, and maybe you are also an SEO or you're thinking about joining the SEO and digital marketing industry. This is great for you guys and anybody else, really. If you just care to listen to me speak and ramble, I don't really mind. You're more than welcome to listen to the rest of the video. So what is SEO? Most people nowadays know what SEO is. It's search engine optimization, and it's essentially the process of ranking a website for a search engine. Now, notice how I say search engine, not just Google. A lot of people think that they just got to rank for Google, but although they are the biggest search engine out there, there are lots of others that you should also be considering, like Yelp, Yahoo, and stuff like that. And as you can see, we have this little diagram, a page with 0 views that goes into this SEO machine. That's kind of like a metaphor for an SEO agency. And now we get 10 views. So that's essentially what it is. And so let's take a step back real quick. So before 2010, and the reason why 2010 was a big year is just because there was a lot of new updates going out throughout the internet and between social media, Google, and YouTube, and a bunch of other search engines. But you used to be able to keyword stuff, let's say plumbers in Manhattan, throughout your entire page and be able to rank. But nowadays you can't do that anymore. And you used to be able to spam backlinks like Web 2.0s or just like foreign sites that you could buy off like 100 links, and then maybe you'd be able to rank. You probably would have been able to rank actually. And you used to also be able to focus on one search engine. So I know a long time ago, people would focus on like Dogpile specifically. That's a really old search engine. And then people would sometimes just focus on Yahoo, AOL, stuff like that. But now you kind of have to look over at the overall big picture, which I'm going to get to in a minute. And you used to also be able to focus just on like word count. So all things being equal, if a competitor had 1,000 words on their page, all you had to do was really just add 200 words and you'd be able to outrank them. But now, 2020 or 2010 and onwards, so into the new decade as well, you need to strategically place keywords. So instead of saying plumbers in Manhattan, you might have to put, are you looking for a plumber in Manhattan, or something like that. And then you also got to focus on high quality backlinks, not just any other website. It's not like a flower shop can give a lot of authority to a construction company, And you got to get used to macro marketing, so the big picture of marketing. And you also now need to focus on creating rich content, not just creating content for the sake of content. And I know that last part kind of got cut out, but you got to focus on like what problems can I solve for a user. So why did things change? Simply put, search engines are now being developed to think more like human beings, for better or for worse. Admittedly, sometimes worse, but that's just the way things are. And people don't like to read redundant and meaningless content. So if I'm looking for like an HVAC, and let's say I live in Tucson, Arizona, I don't care to just sit in front of my computer all day and just read HVACs in Tucson, Arizona, because that doesn't add value to me. But maybe once or twice, again, this is where you got to play it smart. Maybe once or twice it makes sense. Next, Google, YouTube. I know YouTube's part of Google, but I just put it in there. Facebook and a bunch of other companies are looking to have total ownership of the internet. And so they want to be able to represent human intuition as accurately as possible. They want to be able to represent or give content that's valuable and basically increase the user experience when someone's searching something on their platform. So there's some misconceptions about SEO, and I'm going to go over kind of the answers to all these misconceptions in just a second, but I just want to quickly go over them and see maybe if they resonate with you. SEO is the way to get hundreds of new users, and this should actually be the only way, because I know some people are like, oh, I need SEO to get new users, which is not true. You need to have hundreds of backlinks to rank on Google. Not true again. You must focus on Google because it is the biggest. Again, not true. It's pointless to do SEO now because search engines are saturated with so many sites and businesses. Again, that's not true. Some people think that they need to spend thousands of dollars on an SEO agency. Again, that is not true. A new website cannot rank on Google, Bing, etc. these days. Again, that is not true. You should be thinking about it a little bit differently. So instead of thinking all of that, you got to think like SEO is a part of the puzzle that can generate new users. It's a piece of the puzzle. It's a piece of the pie. It's not the whole thing, but it can be very useful. And you need to really think like, okay, I only need a few backlinks that come from quality sites. Admittedly, the more backlinks, the better, as long as they're of quality. But you only need a few really good backlinks to get a lot more authority on search engines nowadays. So if you're an engineering company and you get a backlink from MIT, you'll probably rank a lot higher than a lot of other engineering companies that don't have those types of backlinks. Next, you got to also think that I need to get my website indexed across the entire internet, not just Google, but across the internet like Yelp, wherever your customers are. So maybe Yelp, Thumbtack, Yellow Pages, etc. Next, what are problems that are not easily answered? What questions do clients or prospects ask me all the time? In this case, people ask me, what should I do with digital marketing? What is digital marketing, etc.? So that's why I'm creating this video. And you should be thinking that I need to invest my money into internet marketing in general, not just SEO. So business directories, video production. You need to think big picture, not just little picture. Not just keywords and all this fancy stuff that looks cool and looks like it's going to generate you money, because it won't. My website will take time to rank, but that does not mean that it needs time to generate traffic. So for example, if you're waiting 6 months for some traffic to come in, you can start running some Facebook ads, you can start running some Instagram ads and start generating traffic that way. Next, so what should I do with my SEO strategy? Well, you shouldn't be stuffing keywords anymore, and if you are, stop that immediately. It's nonsense. It's not going to work anymore. You should instead be thinking about where to place them strategically. How can I phrase them naturally? And you should no longer rely on SEO as your go-to marketing strategy. It should be your a dominant marketing strategy, but not the one-size-fits-all solution. And you should work on the overall macro marketing of your company. Not just SEO, but you should be working on making sure that your brand is consistent, your domain is consistent, everything is consistent throughout all the internet platforms that you use, even on your business cards, everything like that. Next, you got to create content that solves a problem. Instead of let's use an HVAC for example. Instead of trying to rank for HVAC repair in Richmond, Virginia, you may want to create content along the lines of how to keep my heating unit clean, or how to keep my AC clean, or something like that. So that way you're providing value for that user. Make sure your content is free from spelling errors, grammar errors, and is read naturally, not like a research paper. So you don't want it to sound like it's made for a robot. You don't want to make it sound like you're talking to a wall. You want to make it sound engaging, encourage users to take action, etc. And then you also want to focus on low volume keywords at first, keywords that not many people are searching, because as people get smarter, and I know there are some people that kind of don't seem like they're getting smarter, but as we evolve into at least getting more familiar with searching, we'll start using more target keywords rather than just like HVAC repair, or how to repair an AC. It might be how to repair XYZ model after 3 months of blah blah blah, right? So focus on low volume keywords at first, especially if you're a new site. So when should I hire an SEO agency? So I would suggest only hiring an SEO agency if you have other areas of marketing covered. Like you have some idea of like Facebook ads, a little bit about conversion rate optimization, about copywriting, etc. And if you truly see the value of digital marketing / SEO, you don't want to just say, all right, I'm going to invest all my money because some colleague at work or at a networking event said you gotta do SEO, right? Or because some guru just puts an ad out on Instagram. Now, I know a lot of these gurus are posting ads and a lot of people don't like them. I personally think that they're helpful, but you gotta see the value of it and you gotta understand it. Next and lastly, if you have the patience for long-term growth, then definitely go with SEO because it takes time and you're not going to see the results overnight. So what should I include in my digital marketing strategy? This is kind of like the big thing that people are wondering. I always say you got to be including videos. And the duration of the video depends on what your purpose is. So if you're creating an ad on Facebook, it should be no more than like 15-20 seconds. And if it's a 20-second ad, it's got to be very engaging. But if you're doing something like a couple minutes of an explainer of a specific piece of content, maybe 2-3 minutes, that's perfectly fine. Next, you got to include infographics, or at the very least, find a stock photo for your page. You can create graphics using Canva or Photoshop or whatever. Next, pay attention to on-page SEO factors like heading tags, alt text, meta tags, and stuff like that. Admittedly, these aren't as important as they used to be, but they're still a factor and they're still something you got to look out for. Next, you want to be consistent on social media, so posting at least maybe once a week, even twice a week is okay, but you still got to be consistent. And then you want to also have your business listed on multiple directories, kind of like the social media concept where you want to have your business active on like Google My Business, Yelp, etc. Always respond to reviews, always respond to questions, etc. Conversion rate optimization is something you should also look out for, so looking for making sure that your contact button is clear and highlighted, making sure that the phone number is clear if they can call if you're a call-based company. So CRO, conversion rate optimization, / CTRO, which is click-through rate optimization, needs to be on point. And you also should provide free and valuable information up front. So in this case, I'm providing this information up front, no charge, right? You can do whatever you want with this, in the hopes that maybe you are looking to have your digital marketing done. You may contact my company, or if you're maybe just starting out, you may say, hey, okay, now I can reference to this guy, Josh over here, who's giving me this information. So you always want to provide some freebie, or as we like to say, some complimentary information. So my final thoughts: SEO is useless without other forms of marketing. You're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to be talking to a robot, and it's not. You want to optimize your marketing strategy for a human being and for a potential buyer, not just a robot. Next, Google, Bing, Yelp, and YouTube are focusing on quality content that is being shared with others, so user engagement, etc. That's very important. And you want to focus on your macro digital marketing strategy instead of just SEO. Admittedly, if you are managing a much bigger company, then SEO can be managed by one person. But if you're like running a small or mid-sized business, you want to make sure that you understand that if SEO isn't working, what else can I do to improve my overall marketing strategy and customer acquisition strategy? So I thank you guys for watching and sticking with this kind of long video. I know it was a bit lengthy, but I hope you learned something from this. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. DM me, hit my line, do whatever. I'm more than happy to speak with anybody. And if you're interested, or you know anybody who's interested in growing their online presence, just visit me at jcsearch.com or give me a call or whatever. And I'm more than happy to speak with any one of you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I know it's also Thanksgiving, so I wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care.